Hello, one and all, and welcome to my channel. I'm Squandered Octopus, and if you don't know who I am, well, hey, I'm Aaron. It's nice to meet you. Today we're going to be talking about Thor, Love and Thunder, but first I just want to thank you for clicking on my video. It means the world to me, and if you end up liking it, consider hitting that like button and maybe even subscribing to see more of my stuff. I'm trying to upload 2 new videos a week. It really does help the channel out a ton, and my undying love goes out to all of you out there. For me, Marvel movies have always been a 7 out of 10. A few occasions they do exceed that, and a few occasions they do hit below par. Moon Knight was a highlight of what the Marvel Disney franchises could do in that medium. I also enjoyed WandaVision quite a good bit. But I really think that most of these movies are 7s in the acting category, in the action category, loose narratives. They're rarely bad, but they're also rarely great. This one, Love and Thunder, is also directed by Taika Waititi, who did Ragnarok. He's also known for What We Do in the Shadows, Jojo Rabbit, and has made a pretty big name for himself as a comedian. And, you know, for all of the opportunities he's been getting as a director as well. Personally, I think he's a better comedian than a director and a storyteller. I think he's hilarious. I don't dislike Taika Waititi at all, but I also don't see myself at the front of the bandwagon, you know, chanting his name for maybe bringing some humor into the Marvel universe in Ragnarok. Definitely, but in Love and Thunder, it really fell flat for me. The comedy and the jokes really seemed like they were more trying to emulate Ragnarok as opposed to continue on with the momentum that Ragnarok gave comedy in the Marvel universe. The jokes just didn't land.
This episode was made possible by Redacted. Redacted is the leading provider of Redacted. They have audio abolition of private property, over 180,000 of Redacted to choose from. Visit www.redacted.com for 1,000 free Redacted. This is the worst place for you who are horrified at our intending to do away with private property Redacted, but the best for audio Redacted, and I cannot redacted it enough.
It was honestly kind of slow and boring for me at parts. There was a lot of traveling, and the action, when it was good, was few and far between. There was, personally, as a Guns N' Roses fan, just far too many Guns N' Roses songs, and it got to a point where it was a little eye-rolly for me personally, just for my taste. Again, I'm a Guns N' Roses fan. It just seemed like excessive, I guess I would say. And that's kind of how everything felt in the movie, where if one joke hit in Ragnarok, they would do it here. So you get a lot of Taika Waititi's characters one-liners. They just don't land in this one. There's 2 goats that are in the movie, and they make yelling goat sounds, and that's the joke repeated. It's excessive. Everything seems excessive except for the action, except for the bombastic hero versus villain, which is so weird to say in a superhero movie. For me, the highlight really was Bale, Christian Bale as Gore, and his fight scene in the climax on the meteor. It's black and white, and it's really cool. It's really fun to watch. It makes sense in the plot. You know, there's a lot at stake. This whole movie just felt kind of disjointed, where parts did lead to other parts, but I know some people have pointed out that they really didn't need the Bifrost to travel, because when it was taken away from them, they could still get places. So it was never really, there was no real stakes when the Bifrost was taken away from them. Overall, it was really just a miss for me. And it's a bummer, because I really liked Ragnarok. Again, it's not one of the ones that I would say is on the top of my list, but I did like what Taika Waititi brought to the franchise. And this one in particular, just on all the fronts that I go see Marvel movies for, definitely hit that 7, I'll say. It was maybe a 6.5 if I'm being honest, only because I really did feel bored in a lot of parts. I guess personally, I just felt like the Jane cancer love rekindling thing just didn't hit me at all. So I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me, but it didn't sweep right under the rug, but it also didn't like wow me, like a Moon Knight. So that's where I sit on Thor, Love and Thunder. And that's it for this episode. Seriously, everyone, thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking around. I know YouTube is just a cesspool of content, and you didn't have to click on mine, but I really do appreciate you all. Stay safe, remember you're loved, and I'll see you on the next one.